Hello everyone, how is it going? It's nobelsushank here and welcome to this tutorial series on how to build a vendor inventory system on Laravel 6. Okay, so in today's tutorial we'll be saving our this purchase order in our database. Okay, so let's start. For that, let's go to our code. Let's close this all. Then here inside the purchase controller under store function, we'll be writing our code to store it on database. Okay, so let's start. Okay, here our status is order because we are saving this while we are purchasing order. So here I write our status as directly order because we will not be passing any in here. So then after dollar data active will be 1. Okay, here total will be our 0. I'm keeping it 0. So then after, okay, let's save it. If I'll be using if and else because if when our data will be saved, so it should be, so when our data will be saved, then only I'll be inserting our summary of this data in the purchase data table. Otherwise I'll be discarding it because I need the purchase ID from the purchases table in the purchase deed. That is why I'm using here if and else. So here $ID underscore PURCHAS is equals to dollar. Then if Okay, I think this will do for our store function here. Okay, let's check it by inserting our data here. So let's refresh this page again. Then after, let's select our today date. Let's select English number as 01 in Mason. Let's write anything. Okay, I'm choosing this our supplier name. And let's choose this one product name and let's name it as 10 at first. Then let's submit our data. Okay, auth not found. Here let's import the use th auth th auth, and also don't forget to import our this purchases and purchase d here. Okay, then let's refresh the page. Mandatory purchase this is does not exist. Let me check here localhost php. Let's log in. Oh, I don't think I have here migrated the file, so let's write here php artisan migrate. On the purchases and the purchase table has come. Let's go back. Let's refresh the page and let's try to insert data here. 01 supplier name, brew code, product name, iPhone X 900 piece, 10 piece. Let's submit our data. Field total doesn't have a value. Purchases. Migration purchases. Okay, it should be no label. My total should be annually. Let's make it no label. Then here, let's roll back our migrate, roll back PSP artisan migrate, roll back. So you can see only our the today's install data has been only rolled back. So again, let's migrate only this data. Okay, now I think this should do. Here it is already selected. Supplier name, let's select this. Product name iPhone X. Then let's submit. Column not found, unknown column ID underscore product in the field list purchase the again here. Oh my god, here I began mistake on something. Let's make it PRODUCT product. And because of this spelling mistake, again let's do this rollback. Then again let's migrate. Then let's refresh the page. Let's continue it. Okay, to start. purchase controller. Sorry. Let's go to controller. Product controller here. Then after let's copy this toaster from here and let's paste it. In redirect function. I don't know why today I'm making so much of mistake. Okay, redirect also done. Continue. Okay, finally the data has been successfully saved. Let's check in our database again. Sorry, PHP localhost PHP admin. Okay, inside this inventory folder, inside the purchase day. Okay, 3 data has been saved with the same number 123 one piece. Total quantity is 10, price is 900. Okay, it looks good. And here also status order price, total price here is 9,000. Okay, yeah, 900 into 10, 9,000. Okay, in the purchases I have got the total price in total section, but in purchase day in total section I have got the quantity, so don't get confused here. Okay, everything looks fine here. So that here we have successfully created our the purchase order. So let's show it in our database or in data tables here. But before showing our data in the data table, we'll make some changes in our index function of the purchase controller, so here the data will be arrived automatically. So for that, here let's go to our index function, and here let's make some changes here. Okay, for that here dollar it should be 01 dot dash dot date will be just month and year, capital year. Okay, I think this should do. And dollar in date will be always date d dash m dash y. Okay, I think this will do for our start date and the end date. So if is a dollar, let's remove this city, let's make it here. But let's close this all. I'm getting confused here. Let's remove this again. Let's write our code. Set dollar underscore get start date, date and dollar underscore date is not equals to empty. So let's do it like this. Okay, is not empty, then here $start start it equals to $get. So now let's send this start to in date and let's copy this all. Then again let's copy this and here let's send this date to the status. Status status. Status, then after if ISS 80 is set $underscore get mod equals to limited. Then it should be return view transaction purchase dot index comma compact start date comma end date status and then here mode. Okay, now then here let's go to our at first let's close this, then after here sorry it should be limited limited. Okay, limited. Here it should be dollar status. Okay, don't forget this. I know what happened today. I'm making so many small mistakes here. So then after inside the views transaction purchase and inside the index file here. Okay, here home transaction purchase. Okay, here inside the status field value will be 0 when our dollar when our status will be 0. Selected. Okay, when dollar status equals to 0 then it will be selected, otherwise it will be empty. So similarly for order it should be when status will be order, then it should be selected, otherwise it should be removed. So then for here status should be received, received, received. Okay, then after here let's go to our start date, and its value should be value. Okay, $strt start date, and let's copy this and let's paste it here. Change this start date to the end date. Okay, then let's go to our checkbox. Okay, then after here dollar mode equals to all, then it should be chked check, else empty. Okay, I think this will do all. So okay, let's refresh the page and let's see what changes will occur. Okay, again here compact spelling is mistake, so let's save it. Let's refresh the page. Okay, you can see the date has arrived, and I don't know, this bottom is not mod mode. Okay, when mode is limited, so I think let's send this to all and let's check it by refreshing the page. It should be checkbox. Yeah, it's working properly. So let's send this to limited only. Okay, you can see it is working. Okay, the data has come here. So this will be work for our searching our data table for this bottom. We'll see later on how that works. Okay, so now here let's start with our data table. So for that here let's go to our controller, and at last let's create some new function and name it as data table function. So public FNCT and public function dot table, and dollar underscore get status is not equals to empty. If we say dollar get status and the dollar get status is not equals to empty, then our dollar status will be dollar underscore get status, else dollar status will be 0. So similarly dollar start date will be 01 dot dash dot should be date and this y. Start date 01 dot dash dot date m dot y, then dollar end date equals to date d dash m dash y, dollar mode equals to all. start date is not equals to empty, then $strt start date equals to dollar. Okay, by default it will take our this start date, but if we have got get start date, then our start date will be replaced by the value it's here. You can write this by defining here else too, but I am defining it already here, so I am not writing in else here. So similarly, let's copy this and let's change this start date to end date. The end date. So let's copy, paste it, and paste it here. Dollar end date. Okay, so here what I have done is, when our status is zero, that is when our status is zero means when we have here in our status feed we have selected all, and then when our mode is all, that means when our this show all field is checkbox, then here I will be getting all the data from the purchases, and then left join got it with the vendor data, so to get all the detail from there, and I'll be selecting only those data where they okay purchases active. I think it should be where the purchase as active is not equals to 0. Wait here, what I have defined here, let's check me again. Okay, purchase as active would not be 0. Let's leave it like this 2 because 2 means the deleted field. Or let's leave it 0 only because we'll not be deleting our purchase order field once it has been already processed. So now let's leave it like this. Let's leave it 0. Okay, if model equals to 0, then else what happened to else? Else let's not write clearly else. Let's write it as like if $mode equals to limited, then let's copy all this data, let's copy it and let's paste it here. Okay, then let's check it here. $data purchases select purchase dashes dot asterisk and vendor dot name left. So in vendor purchase dashes dot id pen is equals to vendor id, where purchase dashes dot active is not equals to 0, and here what we'll be writing is where between CHASC purchase the CH ACTABE, where between purchase this sorry, it should be date comma $start start date query comma $end date query. Okay, where between purchase date will be start date query and $end date query. Okay, so here what I've done is I've copied all the code from this, so that when our checkbox is unticked, it will select only the data between the date we have described, but when we'll check this data, it will be select all our data irrespective of the date we have selected here. So we have done this for our, if our status is 0, so then after, okay, let's, if status is equals to 0, then this, then here else, let's copy all this. Okay, what happens if mode is all, then we'll be selecting this will be 2, and then after WHERE status comma should be equals to comma dollar. Okay, so here what I've done is, if it is other than the 0, that means either the ordered or the received, then we'll be selecting all the data, so whose status should be $status. What should be defined? Let's write it as TRANSACT and transaction plus viewers as a purchase this order. So here I'll be writing the URL for our receipt which we'll be using to receive. So when the purchase order will be made, we have to receive it. So we'll be using this for that thing. So here let's write URL underscore receive. Let's copy this all. So after this purchase order, okay, I think this will do. So $4 view. So will be button primary. So let's copy this here. Button primary, and then let's copy this. And then after the dollar edit equals to empty dollar receive equals to empty, and then dollar deleting. Yeah, for the data that we haven't received, we can delete it also. So let's change this to delete. Okay, then after here, so if dollar data status equals to order, then here let's copy from here because it will be easy. Edit section, because if we haven't received it yet, then we can still edit our data. So button warning URL underscore edit. Okay, so then if it is not, so if our product has not been received, then we can receive it. So for that here, let's paste it and let's change this delete to CIB. Dollar receive button data URL should be URL underscore CIB receive CIB should be okay. URL underscore receive. Then let's change this on click to receive dollar this action. Okay, let's leave it like this only. So let's send this to RACAIB. See, okay, let's send this receive button to warning. Wait, button WAR outline warning, and let's change. Then after here again, let's here RETU return dollar view dot dollar edit dollar delete. Okay, dollar data. Okay, I think this will do for our data table. So for that here, let's input our data table function. Let's use this and for string str. Let's okay, I think this much will do. So then after here, let's define the data table. Purchase order slash data table will be purchase controller. Okay, purchase controller. That will be also transaction slash purchase controller. Purchase order dash data tables will be okay. I think this will do. So let's check here. Purchase order slash data table. Let's say we let's change this to purchase order data table. Okay, base table or view not found. Inventory dot vendor does not exist. Okay, I know what the mistake I have done here. This will be vendors.name, vendors.name, left sign vendors, vendors. Okay, then after let's refresh the page. Okay, you can see our data has come there. So in the next, this tutorial has already been so long, so we'll be creating our next tutorial to fill out this table using this data table here. So thank you this much for this today. See you in the next tutorial. If you haven't subscribed on my channel, then subscribe and click on bell icon so that you will be the first one to get the notification of my new video.